I am your brother in Christ, and we're back covering the Wuhan flu. This video will be broken up into 3 parts. The first part will be why the Wuhan flu can be even more devastating than the normal flu, even if the death rates were the same. I'll be looking at some numbers there and showing you guys. Secondly, we'll be looking at what states are on lockdown and the few that are not. After that, we'll look at the numbers per state. So why is the Wuhan flu possibly more devastating than the common flu? We're looking at just a simple spreadsheet I have here. We have flu, the Wuhan flu, R values here. The R value for anything, disease, or flu like this would be the number of people that I would transmit it to on average. So we'll take a look at that. And the flu number is normally 2, and the Wuhan flu is about 3. Believe it or not, that little change there, just that one extra person each time, makes a humongous difference. And we'll see that through our numbers. So the death rate for the flu is at 1%. Let's say death rate for the Wuhan flu, it's been every which way, but you know what? Just for this conversation, let's say the Wuhan flu is no more deadly than the common flu. So we'll put it at 1%. Okay. So as you see our level of transmission down here, this column here, that would be, the first level would be me. If I was patient 0, I'd give this to 2 people. And then they would go out. And then they would be, the next level of transmission would be 2 more people. And so forth. So this is flu cases going down. This is Wuhan flu cases. This is flu deaths. And this would represent our Wuhan flu deaths. So let's go ahead and extrapolate this out to... So at 5, we see that the common flu, at 5 levels of transmission, we're seeing 32 cases. The Wuhan flu, we're definitely seeing a remarkable increase in just that short amount of time of 243 cases. Deaths, we're starting to see the Wuhan deaths before we would see the common flu deaths. That's 1% rounded down. So, as this continues, we'll go out to 10. At level 10 of the transmission level here, we're seeing 1,000 for the flu. We're seeing 59,000 for the Wuhan flu. That one number difference makes a huge amount. And even in deaths, we can see why this would be so much more devastating at this point. Because we're only seeing 10 deaths for the flu, but we're seeing 590 for the Wuhan flu. And this is because there's so much more people getting sick because of this. So if we extrapolate this out, let's go down to 15. We're seeing 14 million cases. We're seeing 143,000 deaths. If we take it all the way down, to 20. So this is a transmission level of 20. You can see that there's a major difference. Now, this is the key. This is what we're trying to do in America. Is we're saying, okay, up here at the second level of transmission within the United States, let's say 1 person stays home. I'm going to change this to an 8. Because they're not going to spread anymore. So they're going to be taken out of this equation. Massive difference there. Massive change. So this here can make a massive chain reaction if 1 person goes into quarantine. If we say 2 people go into quarantine. We're now looking at much lower levels here. Where we were seeing 10 before, now we're only seeing 1 death. So that is it. And that's at the same fatality rate, the same death rate. If we were to decrease the Wuhan flu to even 0.5% of the fatality, so it's half as deadly as the normal flu, and then we take this back to normal, We're still dealing with many more deaths than from the normal flu, even at half the fatality, because the rate of infection is so much higher. That R value right here is so much higher that it is by far devastating. This is where you get the overwhelming of the health system, which is what we're seeing in Italy, in Spain. We're seeing this just overwhelm, and before too much longer, we're going to see it overwhelm New York's capacity. Now that we've looked at those numbers, and it's scary as all get out, just the transmission rate, just the smallest change in that transmission rate can make a devastating effect. Just that one digit from 2 to 3. You don't think that would make a big difference, but yes, it does. So let's go ahead and look at what states are currently under lockdown. Okay, so I found this map and it's very, very detailed. All the red spots are under the stay-at-home order. All the yellow are non-essential businesses are closed. This is... wow. There are fewer states now not under lockdown than there are under lockdown. So we'll have to see how this goes. I'm not going to read off every state this time. If you live in one of those red areas, please follow the guidelines so we can get through this. This is crazy. This is something that we have not seen. This is history in the making, literally. We will look back at this in history books. We'll teach about this. This is for overshadowing many other historical events that have happened recently. So let's go ahead and dive into these numbers. So the numbers that we are seeing in the United States from Wuhan flu is 174,796 active cases. This is up from our last video that we did. 60,158. Deaths have climbed to 3,771. This is up from our last video, 1,781. In Alabama, we see 961 active cases. This is up 268. Deaths have climbed to 13. That's up 10. In Alaska, we see 116 active cases. This is up 33. Deaths are at 3. That's up 1. In Arizona, we see 1,262 active cases. This is up 507. Deaths are at 24. That's up 9. In Arkansas, we see 480 active cases. This is up 103. In California, we see 7,244 active cases. This is up 2,389 cases. Deaths have climbed to 149. That is up 45. In Colorado, we see 2,576 active cases. That is up 873. Deaths have climbed to 51. That's up 20. In Connecticut, we see 3,059 active cases. That is up 1,795. Deaths have climbed to 69. That's up 42. In Delaware, we see 287 active cases. This is up 86. Deaths have climbed to 10. That's up 7. In Washington, D.C., we see 435 active cases. That's up 186. Deaths have climbed to 9. That's up 5. In Florida, we see 6,261 active cases. That is up 2,552. Deaths have climbed to 77. That's up 23. In Georgia, we see 3,709 active cases. That is up 1,412. Deaths have climbed to 108. That's up 39. In Hawaii, we see 204 active cases. That is up 84. Deaths are holding steady at 1. In Idaho, we see 467 active cases. This is up 240. Deaths have climbed to 9. That's up 6. In Illinois, we see 5,893 active cases. This is up 2,451. Deaths have climbed to 99. That's up 52. In Indiana, we see 2,110 active cases. This is up 909. Deaths have climbed to 49. That's up 18. In Iowa, we see 472 active cases. This is up 195. Deaths have climbed to 7. That's up 4. In Kansas, we see 419 active cases. That's up 163. Deaths have climbed to 9. That's up 4. In Kentucky, we see 510 active cases. This is up 218. Deaths have climbed to 17. That's up 9. In Louisiana, we see 4,998 active cases. That is up 1,820. Deaths have climbed to 239. That is up 102. In Maine, we see 230 active cases. That is up 36. Deaths have climbed to 5. That's up 1. In Maryland, we see 1,589 active cases. That is up 634. Deaths have climbed to 18. That's up 13. In Massachusetts, we see 6,521 active cases. That is up 2,309. Deaths have climbed to 89. That's up 45. In Michigan, we see 7,351 active cases. That is up 2,817. Deaths have climbed to 259. That is up 148. In Minnesota, we see 483 active cases. This is up 181. Deaths have climbed to 12. That's up 7. In Mississippi, we see 917. That is up 267. Deaths have climbed to 20. That's up 7. In Missouri, we see 1,311 active cases. That is up 485. Deaths have climbed to 14. That's up 4. In Montana, we see 181 active cases. That is up 53. Deaths have climbed to 4. That's up 3. In Nebraska, we see 150 active cases. That is up 56. Deaths have climbed to 3. That's up 1. In Nevada, we see 1,095 active cases. That is up 484. Deaths have climbed to 18. That's up 8. In New Hampshire, we see 311 active cases. That's up 126. Deaths have climbed to 3. That's up 1. In New Jersey, we see 18,429 active cases. That is up 7,445. Deaths have climbed to 267. That is up 127. In New Mexico, we see 277 active cases. That's up 70. Deaths have climbed to 4. That's up 3. In New York, we see 69,270 active cases. That is up 20,406. Deaths have climbed to 1,550. That is up 822. North Carolina has 1,485. That is up 537. Deaths have climbed to 8. That's up 4. In North Dakota, we see 94 cases. That's up 28. Deaths have climbed to 3. That's up 2. In Ohio, we see 2,144 active cases. This is up 763. Deaths have climbed to 55. That's up 30. In Oklahoma, we see 541 active cases. This is up 180. Deaths have climbed to 23. That's up 8. In Oregon, we see 672 active cases. That's up 26. Deaths have climbed to 18. That's up 5. In Pennsylvania, we see 4,780 active cases. That's up 2,063. Deaths have climbed to 63. That is up 29. In Rhode Island, we see 480 active cases. That is up 277. Deaths have climbed to 8. That is their first 8 there all at once. Wow. In South Carolina, we see 1,061 active cases. That is up 416. Deaths have climbed to 22. That's up 7. In South Dakota, we see 66 active cases. That is up 25. 1 death there. That's holding steady. In Tennessee, we see 2,245 active cases. That is up 740. Deaths have climbed to 23. That's up 16. In Texas, we see 3,166 active cases. That is up 878. Deaths have climbed to 49. That is up 19. In Utah, we see 882 active cases. This is up 282. Deaths have climbed to 5. That's up 3. In Vermont, we see 280 active cases. This is up 81. Deaths have climbed to 13. That's up 1. In Virginia, we see 1,221 active cases. That's up 501. Deaths have climbed to 27. That's up 10. In Washington, we see 4,550 active cases. That is up 1,126. Deaths have climbed to 210. That's up 35. In West Virginia, we see 144 active cases. That is up 49. Deaths are holding steady at 1. In Wisconsin, we see 1,324 active cases. This is up 352. Deaths have climbed to 25. That's up 10. In Wyoming, we are seeing 83 active cases. This is up 1. No deaths reported there. Thank God. So that's the situation around the United States. I'll keep you guys updated as this progresses. As always, Christians, take advantage of this opportunity. I did a live stream last Sunday about this, the opportunities that are being presented to Christians throughout this. The New York Times has decided that this is all our fault anyway, so that makes no sense considering China only has like a 3% Christian population, and Christianity is outlawed in China under harsh punishment. But for some reason, this coronavirus is our fault. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it is. So even though China has lied about their numbers and continues to do so. So remember, throughout all this, God is our rock. And remember that we can stand on him no matter what the situation. Thank you guys so much for watching. Click the like button, subscribe. We'll be with you through all the ups and downs of this until we finally reach the other side, hopefully at the end of next month. Now that everything's been pushed back again, God, please be with us.